I'd like to share with you some of the basic difference between spiritual intelligence and emotional intelligence. Before going into the topic, let us see what intelligence is. Intelligence is the accurate and proper application of the data we have gathered to the five sense organs so that it will help us to cope up with the external world. Intelligence is the ability of a person to understand the world either by quick reasoning, correct guessing, or by his own experience and cope up with the difficulties of this world. At certain situations in life, we all would have experienced that nothing else or no one else can help us other than our own intelligence. Only our intelligence guides us in the dark phase of our life. When time moves on, our situations will change, our problems will change, our personality, our individuality, everything changes with time. And we need new knowledge and new adapting techniques to cope up with the difficulties of life. All these cannot be explained beyond a certain limit because intelligence and how we use our intelligence is unique. Emotions and spirituality have an age-old connection. Only when we control our emotions, we will be able to progress in spiritual life. However, in recent times, many psychologists and some philosophers too used these two words, emotions and spirituality, and they gave a very nice, attractive quoting for these words and brought out as emotional intelligence and spiritual intelligence. These two words are widely used in the corporate world to train their employees to deal with the everyday stress of their profession. And it is used in personality development programs too. Emotional intelligence surfaced around 1964 in an American journal. Later in 1995, the famous psychologist and science journal writer Daniel Goleman wrote a book about emotional intelligence. And after that, this term became very famous. Emotions are the mental reactions with very strong feelings and their corresponding physical effects. Our thoughts influence our emotions. Some of the basic emotions are anger, fear, sadness, happiness, anxiety, disgust. And all these emotions are common to all people regardless of their nationality, age, gender, qualification or whatever it is. It is common. And to an extent we can understand the emotions of others either by their facial expression, the gaze of their eyes, their body movements, or the tone of their voice, the way they behave. From this, we can understand the emotions of others to an extent. Emotional intelligence is the ability of a person to understand the emotions of others at any given time and act accordingly to make the situation or atmosphere positive. Without emotional intelligence, it is very difficult for us to adjust in this world, and it is difficult for others also to approach us. To have emotional intelligence, we must first be able to understand our own emotions and must be able to control our emotions. Without that, it is very difficult to understand the emotions of others. We cannot be an arrogant person to lead a peaceful and successful life. When we have emotional intelligence, we will be able to switch over our emotions quickly. We have intellectual knowledge, intellectual intelligence, and we are highly successful people, clever people, financially sound, but without emotional intelligence, we will be unimaginably intolerant person. So it affects our personal life as well as professional life. Without emotional intelligence, we mess up with our own life and we create problems in others' life too. Spiritual intelligence is a term coined by the famous psychologist and science journalist Dana Zohar. In 1997, she mentioned about spiritual intelligence in her book, Rewiring the Corporate Brain. Later, some more authors like Ken O'Donnell, Michelle Levin, they also mention about this term, spiritual intelligence, in their book as well. Spiritual intelligence is the ability of a person to identify with their true self, which is the eternal Atma or soul. When we have spiritual intelligence, we view the world in a different way. Our relationship with others will be different, and our purpose of life will be different. If you analyze each and every problem, the core of the problem is the identity. The whole world is going through a wrong identity crisis. Take the problem of terrorism. They identify with their own religion. They identify with their nationality, so they oppose or kill others who doesn't belong to their own religion or nationality. Take any professional problem. The core of the problem is their identity with their status or qualification or something like that. Even if their personal life, the core of any problem is their identity with their status or financial status, qualification, or their false ego. So if you analyze each and every problem, the core of the problem is their wrong identity. And we all are facing this problem in everyday life. If we identify with our spiritual nature, which is our true nature, then we will be able to see this world as a non-dual, except with some external differences. If we have spiritual intelligence, and when we venture into the outside world of complexities, any negative situation will appear to us only as an obstacle, which we can easily cross over. It will not be a problem. We all are highly intellectual people, technologically advanced people, but unable to control our own self. So emotional intelligence or spiritual intelligence, they are absolutely needed. If we have emotional intelligence, then the spiritual intelligence will come automatically. Either we must be able to control our emotions and understand the emotions of others and deal with the outside world in a positive way, or otherwise we must be able to see this world as a non-dual, which is a very advanced stage. With either one of this, then it's sure we are heading towards an unpeaceful world which will easily slip into a technological destruction. So it is imperative in today's time to have emotional intelligence or spiritual intelligence. They both are connected to each other. If we have emotional intelligence, then naturally spiritual intelligence will come to us. Thank you for watching.